This is a quick video to show you how the class is set up. When you come into D2L, you'll see your class right here, and you'll click on it. And when you open it, one thing that you'll want to always pay attention to is the announcements. I have a welcome message here and some information about office hours and tutoring. If there's anything that is important in the term, I will post them there. All of the information that you need will be under this link called Content. If you click on this, the courses are all set up the same, where the first module is your course information. You'll find your syllabus, your course schedule, some information about entering solutions into WebWork, a link to your textbook. There's a video to show you about how the online rooms work, and then also to share with how to access virtual tutoring through the Tutoring Center. And then the second module will always end up being an introduction to online learning. All the online classes at PCC do have that, which is information to help you navigate D2L. And then after that, each of these weeks is set up the same. Week 1 has a little extra information just because we're getting started, but the basic setup is going to be the same. So we'll take a look at week 1. All of the weeks start with a schedule reminder that tells you what you need to do for the week. You can also pay attention to the calendar in the course information. And then after that, there will always be a page letting you know what we're going to learn for the week. During week 1, we also have some extra information about notation guidelines. How you're supposed to write up your problems is what's going to be in there. This will be helpful for how you're supposed to write up things as we go through the term in the discussion area. Then after that, you'll see a series of videos and print material to help you with the material in addition to any synchronous classes that you might have. And then following those videos and printed material, you'll see a link to the discussions for the week. There will typically be around 2 discussions every single week that you need to respond to. You do get credit for those in the class, so make sure you do those. And then there will be a link that takes you to WebWork. So you can get to your homework in WebWork by either clicking on this, which will open WebWork directly in the class, and your login will always be your username and your password will be your G number. The other way you can get to WebWork for your homework is to click this link here. That will open it in a new window, so if you want to save it in your favorites and just go directly there, you can also do that. After the link to the homework, if you have a synchronous class that meets each week, there will be a PowerPoint here for what we're going to be doing in the class for the meeting that's online in person. And with that, some people like to take and print that out, and so they have the slides to write notes on as we go through the class. So your discussions for each week, you can either get to them with this link here. The other way you can also get to them is the discussion link right up here. And when you click on that, there's always a section with some information under the must read, and then the discussions that are required will be after that. So week 1, you just have to do an introduction, and then there's also an equation editor discussion where I just want to make sure that you can use that, because all of your discussions later in the term you have to use that in order to type up the math. And then every week we'll have a thread for questions if you have questions as we're working through the term. The only other thing in the class that you may need is when we do exams, you'll be handwriting those, and those will show up, and as we work through the term, I'll show you how to make sure you can make a single PDF for those. This assignments tab right here is where you'll submit those, but that's just when we have the exams on a weekly basis. You'll be going to discussions, WebWork, and watching the video and reading the material in the content area. If you have a synchronous class time, the online room area is where you'll get to that. If you need to meet for help for office hours or any other time for an appointment, this is also where you will go. I will have the meetings set up in here, and the upcoming meetings, there will be a spot here on the right hand side where there's a button that says join. That'll open up the room for you. All of the class periods will be recorded, and if we have a class that meets online, those recordings will be right here in this link that says cloud recordings. So if you need to watch one of those, if you missed class, or if you want to rewatch it because you aren't sure about something, you can always find those right in there. And that's how your course will be set up. There's also some extra links to get to the Sylvania tutoring, and then also you can always, I update grades once a week, and you can always check them in this grades tab here.